For the past few years, Facebook has been growing strongly. Since 2015, Facebook's revenue grew 41.8% yearly on average, and its fourth quarter results of 2019 that was released a few days ago was no exception. It has beaten analysts' estimation of earnings per share, revenue, number of daily active users, and average revenue per user. Yet, despite all of that, the stock fell almost 10% after they released their financial report. But why did that happen? And does that price discounting makes Facebook stock a strong buy right now? As always, before answering these questions, make sure to get your cup of coffee, smash the like and subscribe button, and let's roll the intro. In case you didn't know, Facebook owns Instagram, WhatsApp, Oculus VR, and many more social medias and companies. They have 2.5 billion monthly active users, and they make most of their money from advertising on their platforms. In their latest financial report, despite beating analysts in most metrics, the operation margins fell from 45% over 2018 to 34% in 2019. Revenue growth was down too. In addition, Facebook expenses rose to more than $12 billion in the fourth quarter, which is up 34% from a year earlier. The increase in expense was due to paying fines and funding research and development to improve security and privacy. For example, in July, the company agreed to the $5 billion fine as a result of the agency's probe following the Cambridge Analytica scandal. In addition to all of that, 2019 was the year where Facebook has not reported sales growth above 30% in any quarter. It is expected that Facebook growth will go down by low to mid-single digit next year, so that's from 1 to 7% decrease in revenue growth. This all sounds like reasons why not to buy Facebook stock. However, there are a lot of positive things that we need to talk about. First of all, even with the increase in expenses, Facebook still managed to increase profits and beat estimated earnings per share. In addition, Facebook managed to increase its advertisers by 1 million in the latest quarter, from 7 to 8 million advertisers. In the US and Canada, Facebook's user base rose to 190 million from 189 million a quarter earlier, and its user base in Europe increased to 294 million from 288 million daily active users in the prior quarter. Those are the regions that currently have the highest average revenue per user. Furthermore, Facebook learned a lot from all the scandals that happened to it in the last election. As a result, during a call with analysts, Zuckerberg said Facebook is preparing for an intense year that will include the 2020 US election. He also said that his goal is to better communicate the company's policies on numerous issues. And during his call, he also said, "My goal for this next decade isn't to be liked, but to be understood." End quote. He also said, quote, "Because in order to be trusted, people need to know what you stand for." End quote. Facebook will make privacy a key focus of 2020, and it's not something that Facebook will work on for a year or two, but for the long term. Zuckerberg said, quote, "It's going to take time, but over the next decade, I want us to build a reputation on privacy that's as strong as our reputation already building good, stable services." End quote. I believe that as Facebook continues to improve their security and privacy, innovate more, and spend less on fines, profit margins will increase again. That surely won't be in 2020, but I would say in 2022 or 2023. The numbers that we have right now are already great. Facebook's revenue growth was 27% in 2019, and even with a low to mid single digit percentage point deceleration expected in the first quarter of 2020 in relation to the fourth quarter of 2019, that implies that there will be at least 20% revenue growth. When you compare that to Alphabet, for example, which owns Google in case you didn't know, its growth in 2019 was only 19% compared to Facebook's 27% growth. Facebook also had much larger growth in the previous few years compared to Alphabet. Facebook's profit margin is also much higher than Alphabet's. Facebook has 34.86% profit margin compared to Alphabet's 17.45%. That's twice as high as Alphabet's profit margins. Bear in mind that Facebook also increased its expenses lately. At some point it used to be as high as 46%. That means half of the revenue, or almost half of the revenue, was profit. You might say that Facebook's current stock price may justify its growth. However, this couldn't be further from the truth. Facebook and Alphabet have a similar trailing PE ratio of 31, however, Facebook has a forward PE ratio of just 18. That is even lower than the S&P 500. On the other hand, Alphabet has a forward PE ratio of 27. All of that, and we still haven't considered that Facebook has only recently turned on ads for Instagram, and we haven't yet to see how Facebook really plans on monetizing WhatsApp. But what's clear is that both of these subsidiaries are ridiculously popular. Statistica estimates that Instagram has over 700 million users, while WhatsApp has over 1.3 billion. There aren't many world-beating companies you can invest in that are run by a 33-year-old genius. Zuckerberg could be still running the company for a good 30 or 40 years if he wanted, and there is no doubt that this genius will do his best to grow the company as much as possible. I personally see Facebook making it to the $1 trillion market cap league with Amazon, Microsoft, and Apple. Facebook has a lot of cash in hand with almost very little long-term debt. That gives it so much power to make strategic investments in the next Instagram or WhatsApp, buy back shares, or even eventually start paying a dividend. In fact, Facebook also announced a 10 billion share repurchase program which will boost the stock's price. I think the best way to conclude this is by showing you Jeremy from Financial Education's reaction regarding Facebook.
Facebook is like stealing money. Facebook is like stealing money. If you have any type of a 3 to 5 year outlook, as far as you're not trying to invest for tomorrow and you're not worried about what the stock price says tomorrow, like Facebook is literally going to the bank and stealing money. Facebook stock is just, it's literally the easiest money in the stock market if you got a 3 to 5 year outlook, in my personal opinion. It gets no easier than that one, okay?
Indeed, it's like stealing money from the bank. Alright guys, that's the end of the video. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Feel free to click the cards on the screen to watch more stock videos. This is Muhab and I am signing out.